living in, we are competing in, we are repeating in, we are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.
Welcome to this episode of the Ministry of Silly Workshops, and hopefully today we're going to create a workshop, and maybe we'll also acknowledge it and
approve it, of course.
Approve it, of course. Definitely. Okay, so with me here today I have invited the one and only Captain Future. My name is Stellan Nordahl, and together with me here Michael Sillion, also known as Captain Future. Or maybe is it the opposite? Is it Captain Future, also known as Michael Sillion? Who knows?
Yeah, it depends on what identity came in contact first.
Aha, so you or I?
You or I, yeah.
Were you Captain Future before you became Michael? Or were you Michael first and then Captain Future?
In my mind, I was, of course, Michael first, but in some people's mind, I was perhaps the captain first, and then they knew my real name.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'm thinking of, if I have an analog idea on that, was I first a kid and then I became Stellan, or was I already named before I was born? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do here, Michael, just so everyone understands, is that we're going to, from scratch, create a new workshop format.
Yeah, of course. That's what we do.
That's what we do, yeah?
Here at the Ministry for Silly Workshops.
Yeah. And then hopefully also approve it to some kind of set of rules.
Yeah.
Do we need to know those set of rules?
We will make them up as we go along.
Yeah, we do that, so it fits in.
This is like Monty Python style frame of mind, but all creativity comes from playfulness and silliness. That's why we have that frame of mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we need to put ourselves in that kind of mindset then. Okay,
yeah.
So I'm thinking of how to do that, and maybe to engage you who are watching this, what makes you going a little bit out of your comfort zone and a little bit crazy?
A little bit silly.
Silly.
Silly is better than crazy.
Silly is better because crazy could be going nuts.
Yeah.
And silly is more like going fun.
Going fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's interesting. And how do we formulate a checking question that makes everyone, I mean, you who are watching this, I believe they could be putting themselves in the same mood or mindset.
Yeah.
Shall we have a checking question that we formulate first of all?
Yeah. The checking question is, what should be the frame of mind you need to do this workshop?
What should be the frame of mind? But that's not silly.
Isn't it? No.
Is that the best question we can come up with?
Hit me one better.
Okay. So to recognize yourself into a silly conversation or a silly situation, and imagine that for yourself. Maybe somewhere where you felt awkward. How do we even recognize silliness? What do you say? So what we do now, for those of you who don't understand, we are formulating the checking question, both for this event and this little session, but also for the workshop.
Yeah,
we need a workshop checking question that works.
That we can copy paste from this session.
Yeah. I believe that's the I mean, wouldn't it be stupid? Okay, silly without fun.
That is stupid.
That is stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have a question that we can't use. That is stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid. Yeah. So the question must be fun.
There must be fun.
Yeah.
And useful.
And useful.
Okay. I'm thinking here. Couldn't we say something like name a cat by your favorite, maybe not favorite, by your funniest memory.
Name a cat by my funniest memory. Yeah.
Should we try it, you and I, and see if we can do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to go first? You're
I want to go third after myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So you go first, then someone is second, and I go third after myself.
Okay. So now it's my turn, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So I should name a cat after the funniest situation I've been in, and then I have to reckon some kind of a funny situation, and then choose the funniest, and then name a cat. So that is the process now.
Yeah.
So okay. So fun must be something for me, at least, that is fun both in the moment, but also when I look back on it. Okay, so I have something coming up into my mind. I was like 7 years old, coming into Legoland for the first time. It's a made-up city in Denmark where everything is built by Lego. And I was 7. I just got my Insta, what do you call it? The Kodak Insta. 24 pictures in a scroll. And 5 minutes later, the film was I took all 24 pictures in 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
It was very, very funny at that point.
Yeah.
And now when I look back on it, it's very fun.
It's like what you do today with a digital camera. You take hundreds of photos in the first minute.
Yeah, definitely. So now I'm going to name my cat after this.
Yeah.
And that has to be relating and also a little bit fun, maybe. So maybe it could be Legolas.
Legolas, yeah. Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn. Haha.
Now it's my turn.
To put yourself in front of yourself, and then it's your turn. Now it's your turn.
Okay. After myself, now it's my turn. Finally, I was waiting for myself to finish that. So, but now I'm here, and a fun moment to me. Fun is not hilarious. So fun for me is like a night out dancing myself silly. And I can think of many occasions, but I will take one I actually spent like just before the COVID years. I went to the Vi som älskar 90-talet, We Who Love the 90s, and we started dancing on that festival, me and a friend of mine, Pia, and then we went to a club afterward where Peter Sipe and the DJ of the festival also played, and we danced there as well. So we danced for like at least 7 hours, and it was super fun. And I will name a cat after just dancing silly all night, because we dance really silly as well.
Isn't it? This is silly in itself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And the cat will of course be, it's a male cat, so it's Sir Dance Along.
Sir Dance Along. And Legolas. Okay, so the two cats now, they're playing together.
Yeah.
And what are they playing with?
What are they playing with? Lego and dancing. So dancing Lego, of course. And we know Lego is part of the boring workshops, but what makes dancing Lego part of a fun workshop, a silly workshop?
Yeah, okay. So dancing without tripping on the Lego.
Yeah.
That's an art.
That's an art. Yeah, of course. A floor full of Lego, and you should dance without looking at it and without stepping on it.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That's a question for another workshop, I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now my question goes to the ministry. Shall we now approve this part of the workshop, or do we have to take it as a whole, or could we take the checking question as the first?
There is, of course, a very long procedure to approve this.
It's a silly long...
a silly long approval. It's almost 18 seconds. That's super long. like the short version, of course, 1 second long when you just suggest, but we have a very long ritual that takes 18 seconds to
Okay,
approve
shall we
this
do the
such
ritual
version.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. So. Watch out, the Lego.
Ah, no! I stepped on Lego.
So, yeah, approved.
And you didn't.
Approved.
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 Approved. Okay, so that was the first part of it.
Yeah.
Now we have a checking question. The checking question is, think of the funniest moment in your life and name a cat after it.
Yeah.
And don't step on the Lego.
And don't step on the Lego.
Okay.
No,
super.
the Lego was not a part of that question. Lego was
It could be.
the result. Yeah, it could be. But the Lego is too framing. I think the cat and the founder.
And don't step on the one of the cat's name.
Don't step on the one of cat names. Don't step on a cat because
Don't step on a cat.
Don't
yes.
step on a cat.
Okay. So now we have formulated the checking question. That is, think of the funniest moment in your life. Name a cat after it, and don't step on it.
And don't step on the cat.
So that's the first part of. Okay. So now we have checked in. So do we need a purpose?
Do you need a purpose for this workshop?
Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah, this workshop should solve a problem, not two problems, but a problem.
Only A problems.
Yeah,
Shouldn't that's very silly.
that's very silly. Yeah,
I mean B problems.
As soon as it solves a B problem, it's not part of this workshop anymore.
So you have okay, that's interesting. So you have to formulate a purpose on A.
Yeah.
That's really, really silly.
Yeah, of course it is.
I approve it.
I approve it as well. Yeah.
Okay, so using it on ourselves, could we now frame a purpose on A?
On A, yeah.
A purpose. Okay, so I can't say a purpose. That's cheating.
Yeah.
I have to say, okay, so the purpose here is colon is okay. So now I'm thinking here, or at least I'm trying to. Okay, so the purpose colon accepting a workshop format. Okay. The purpose approve a workshop format that is silly and purposeful.
Yeah, this is the meta version of.
Yeah, this is the meta version of the workshop. Yeah. So this is the purpose of this event. Yeah. So now we're using we have already had the checking question. Legolas and Sir Lancelot, and don't step on the Lego. And now we are framing a purpose, and the purpose is approving a workshop that is silly with meaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have it.
Okay. So what's the next step then?
What's the next step? Well, we have to at least have a candidate for workshops that we should approve. This is a candidate process, and candidate means candy. So all the workshops must be sweet.
Okay, sweet for my sweet, sugar for my candy. Okay, so I actually have a memory here which could be used. The first thing we do in the workshop is to get everyone's attention. And a couple of years ago, I think it may be 15. Say a couple.
Yeah.
Some years ago, I was facilitating a workshop, and I saw one of the guys. Maybe he was just tired or had a late night the day before. I don't know, but he was like really slumbering, and when he was like almost asleep, I did something. Do you know what I did?
No.
No, you
of
can't.
course I don't. I wasn't there.
Or were you?
Oh, where am I? Is it about me?
No. Okay, so what I did was there was a big ball of candy on the conference room table. So I when I spoke, I got some of them, and then I threw it in one of the candies into the air. And when I threw it, when it was like halfway, I shouted out this guy's name, and he woke up, and he got candy in his arms, and he didn't sleep more that workshop.
Okay.
So that could be the first part of the workshop. We as facilitators, we choose one or two or maybe all, and we throw candy at them.
We throw candy at them.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be all kinds of candy.
Yeah, it has
Sticky
to-
candy, boxed candy.
I suggest, okay, so if we're going to frame it even more,
Yeah.
I suggest we should have candy that is in paper.
In paper, yeah, so it's not sticky.
No, because if it falls on the floor, otherwise people won't eat it, and it's
And it
thrown
won't
away
stain
and it gets-
clothes and things like that. Yeah.
No. So I suggest you buy, before you do
Mm.
this workshop, you buy like, if there are 30 people
Yeah.
attending it, you have at least 60 candy in
Yeah,
your
yeah, of
pockets.
course. I love Dumle cola.
Yeah, but
in the papers.
that could hurt someone.
Yeah,
You have to have like you can't have club. What do you call it? Candy sticks. You have to have something that is only.
yeah,
pa-
but so
okay,
the in
okay.
wrapped paper. Yeah,
Okay, so
like that.
okay.
Yeah,
Mhm,
so,
okay.
Mm.
So any of them,
yeah.
and you have prepared it in your pockets.
So they're half melted.
okay.
But that's good.
That's good. That's good. That's silly.
Yeah, that's
okay,
silly.
so prepare them in your pockets so they
Mhm.
have melted, and in the start of the workshop, you just throw them at the people and you
Yeah.
say, "Gotcha,"
Gotcha.
or maybe, "Let's start."
Let's start.
So yeah,
Mm.
and why shouldn't you have candy? Because
Or something even more silly. Say if it's actually Dumble cola, you can say Dumble time.
Yeah, you could actually. Okay, so what you do is when you prepare the workshop, you prepare what you're going to shout
Yeah.
when you
Name-
throw away the wrapped.
What the
candy.
name of the candy, and you say Dumble time or fudge time or Twix time, whatever the name of the candy is.
Mhm, could be, or anyway. And okay, either we frame it with this, then it will limiting
Yeah.
people. I suggest you find out the silly sentence to shout out.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Approved.
Approved.
Thanks.
Thanks. We work
Cool.
fast at the ministry.
Fast at the ministry. Okay, so now we have a checking question. We have a purpose on A,
Yeah.
and we have a starting point.
A Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and I would say an icebreaker also.
Yeah.
You know, every good workshop have some kind of an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Do we need more ice, or
No.
can we just stick with the candy?
We stick with the candy. Candy is great. Yeah.
Stick with the candy without sticking it.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Stick with unsticky candy.
Super. Okay, so what's the next silly step then? We need something to work upon.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a suggestion.
Yeah. Suggest a way.
I suggest a way. We have some kind of a question. That's not a quest. We have a quest instead of a
We have
question.
we have a quest, of course.
A quest instead of a question.
Yeah.
So it's not the calling question. It's the calling quest.
It's a calling quest. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
So-
every quest needs a team of adventurers with a
Mhm.
specific role. So this is
Yeah.
time for role appliance.
Role appliance.
Silly roles appliance.
Silly roles appliance.
Every
Okay.
role must be made up in that workshop because
Mhm.
it can't be roles that are
Okay, so again, you have to use your fantasy.
Yeah.
And this time, you're going to specify the best role you can come up with and give it to your friend.
Your friend, yeah.
Mm.
You give away roles to other people. You don't come up with your own. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, but that could be a secret for a while. So
yeah.
when you facilitate it, you give the first part of that to say, okay, come up with the best role you would have.
Yeah.
Do that. Now.
No, yeah, of course. Role in this case, of course, candy thrower, of course, is a role that we already spent. So that's not doable. So another role
The
for
best role you can ever come up with.
because but the role should be a problem related. So we have to know the a problem.
Yeah, but you have the a purpose.
Yeah, a purpose. Yeah.
The a purpose is a broader spectrum of the a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So a purposeer is the role I will apply to you then.
What?
A purposeer.
A purposer.
Mm.
Okay. You apply it. You don't do it yet. You just come up with the idea. That's the role you would like to have.
Yeah.
And my role I would like to have is Captain Past.
Captain Past. Yeah.
Because now I know I can give it away to you. Okay. So I tricked you there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. A share for Captain Past. And a purposer, as I am now, I say, let's go for the quest.
Yeah, but I have a suggestion there, of course. I'm captain of the future because that's something we take lightly, the future. But the past is serious. So that's
Deeply serious.
yeah, and that must be much heavier. So the role above captain is, of course, Admiral. So
Admiral past.
Much heavier than the captain. He has a whole fleet of captains. Was very serious, the past.
Admiral
Past.
of the past.
Of the past. We just Admiral past.
Admiral past. Yeah, we shorten it down. Okay, so now we have roles. So the quest will then have to be formulated in some way.
Yeah.
So the quest here have to relate to the A.
Problem.
No purpose.
No purpose.
Because a problem
A
isn't...
purpose, no purpose.
The A purpose.
The A purpose, not the no purpose.
The what?
The what? The what is the purpose?
No. Okay, you lost me here. Okay, so
you're the purposeer. You should know this.
We haven't formulated a problem. Formulating a problem, it's not silly. It's stupid because then you lose all the possibilities.
Yeah.
So what we have is a purpose.
A purpose. Yeah.
So we have already formulated it. You and I, in this specific case, we are meta studying our own workshop format right now.
Yeah, of course.
So we already have that a purpose.
We have a purpose. Yeah.
Approving
the workshop in itself.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the purpose of this. So we already have that. So now we're going to go for a quest, and we have the roles.
Yeah.
So you have to formulate the quest, and I suggest we do it in, constellations and embodiment and embodying and stuff. That is quite popular right now. So I suggest we put on hats.
Hats. Yeah, hats is good.
Yeah, I love hats. So I have to go find 2 hats. So you sit here and contemplate on a hat.
Yeah.
And I will bring one for you.
Fortunately, there's a lot of hats in your place.
Fortunately, so I'm going to see what I can find here.
Yeah.
First hat is coming up.
Yeah, of course. And if you go into the living room, there should be hats lying around. I feel hatful. Hatful it is. I feel so hatful. Hatful it is. Hatful it is. Of course.
You have to be precautious. So, now we have hats.
Now we have hats, yeah.
So now we are a little bit more ready for the quest.
Yeah.
So I suggest the quest is also formulated into the surroundings. So how do we get this as a silly surrounding?
A silly surrounding. You must imagine a place where you have never been.
Yes. Can we even do that?
Of course, that's what's
that's imagination. I know that, but that's a silly question. I know. We can always have those. Why not having silly questions? I mean, silly questions would be like meta part of. Maybe we should have like a breakout room or a breakout, not room, a breakout imaginative place.
An imaginative cave, a breakout cave.
A breakout cave. Okay, so you go for. Have you never been to a cave?
I actually been to like a small cave, a very small cave.
I know. Yeah. A place you've never been to.
A volcano.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Who would want to go to a volcano?
That's really stupid. Okay, so now I know. We go to a planet.
A planet?
Which is not planet Earth.
Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah, that's given. Yeah. So now we have to have a breakout planet.
Do I have to give away my secret alien identity and reveal that I've actually been to other planets now, or do I just play along?
You just play along.
I just play along. You almost caught me there.
Okay. So help us out here. We are now going to those breakout planets, and with our roles.
With our roles, yeah.
Or is it not even a role? Is it actually my own purpose?
Your own purpose, yeah.
That
because
I was
we all
given
know
by
that,
him by my friend.
Yeah, okay. Because purpose is connected to your identity, and your identity gives rise to the roles you play.
Yeah, and I was what did you call me? You were Admiral Past, and I was
A Purposeer.
A Purposeer. Okay, so right now I feel very safe.
You feel very safe.
I have a helmet.
You have a helmet, yeah.
So if I bounce my head towards yours, you will have a problem.
I will have a problem,
With
but not the purpose, because you're a purposer.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so now we visit this planet, but we still don't have formulated the quest.
No. So what is the question?
In our case, we have to have some kind of a. Maybe this is what you call. You call it a problem. I would say let's not call it a problem. Let's call it a possibility.
A possibility, yeah. So we must go to a planet to harvest possibility.
Or just explore.
Explore, yeah. Explore possibility or harvest possibility. It depends on if there is
You can choose
known amounts of it or unknown amounts of it.
Yes, known amounts you harvest, unknown amounts
You explore.
yes. So we go to the planet, and in this case, there are a lot of workshop formats, but none of them are silly.
None of them are silly.
So we can't harvest. For instance, if we go for a normal workshop format, which could be, I would say, one too many. Have you worked with that workshop format?
One too
You-
many.
you
No,
want-
I know the
okay,
name,
so
but
what-
I.
okay, you know the name. Okay, so first you contemplate yourself on a problem, and then we talk about it two and two,
Yeah.
and then we sum it up in a broader group. That's one too many.
One too many, yeah.
One, okay, say it quick.
One too many.
Yeah, and very fast. Okay, so here we need to actually, we can't harvest those kind of workshop formats.
No,
They're not silly.
they're not
just-
silly. So we must
Okay,
explore.
maybe it's a little bit silly, but not enough to be approved. So there are, for instance, a fantastic app called Liberating Structures with a lot of workshop formats. If you're hosting a workshop, you can always, well, if you don't want to use this silly workshop, you can always go to Liberating Structures and find something.
We
good.
don't recommend it. We recommend silly workshops at our institute,
But if you haven't got an approved one, you can at least have an unapproved.
unapproved. Yeah, we want approved, boring workshops.
No, but these are liberating.
This is liberating. Yeah,
So they're not boring,
They're
but
not
they're
boring.
not silly.
they're not silly. Yeah,
So it doesn't have to be.
so they're
the
not
total
approved of
opposite.
us. Maybe the Ministry of Boring,
No,
workshop,
Ministry of Liberating.
Ministry of Liberating. Yeah,
Liberation. Ministry of Liberation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are approved by the
Yeah,
ministry.
we know those guys.
Yeah, fantastic guys actually.
Yeah.
We recommend them.
Yeah, not the Ministry of Boring workshop.
No,
We
no.
don't recommend them at
No,
all.
we can have a boring workshop, for instance. A boring workshop is not a workshop. I
Yeah.
attended one of those a couple of weeks ago. It was supposed to be a workshop. It was a one-way direction monologue.
Monologue. Yeah,
That's boring.
And you didn't learn anything because
Well, I was limited to the story
Yeah.
that was told.
yeah.
So I learned some stuff, but I wasn't interacting. I
No,
wasn't
there was no workshop.
reflecting. It wasn't any connection, any
No.
relations. And this workshop we're going to have right now on the planet is really, really interesting because we're going to interact in a way with the other person that we haven't interacted before.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to salute you with a new salute.
Yeah.
Why don't you salute me back?
Yeah, I will salute you back with a salute you.
That was very awkward. That wasn't silly at all. That was awkward.
It was awkward. Your definition of silly, of course, varies because
Yeah,
we're-
of course. Okay, so now, okay, so we will have to explore this workshop form. We will have to find it. This wasn't approved. We don't do like this.
No,
No,
this is the case where we see
that was too silly.
see that the institute actually works. We don't approve of just anything.
No, this
It
was
must-
too silly.
It was too silly.
Yeah, it didn't. No, it was silly without meaning.
Silly without meaning. Yeah.
Okay. So I suggest this is where silliness will have to leave room for meaningfulness.
Meaningfulness. Yes.
So I suggest we we walk. We take a walk. You know the walk and talk format.
The walk and talk, yeah.
Backwards.
Backwards.
The walk and talk backwards.
Yeah. So how do you spell walk and talk backwards?
Walk and talk. WNTB.
Clap.
No, not like that. Well, for instance, if we go for a walk and talk now, I can show you, but then they won't hear us.
Ah,
So-
you mean like actually walk backwards, not...
yes.
Yeah, not walk and talk backwards.
No, that's extremely stupid.
No, that's actually fun, so it's silly.
Okay, so it's fun,
Yeah.
but it's not meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't approve that one. So if we go for your version, we won't approve it.
Except if you're Admiral past and travel backwards in time, then you would... Yeah.
Okay, so leave that one. I suggest we don't even take it up to the board.
Yeah. So talk and walk backwards.
Yeah, that's interesting because as we do that, we have to focus on attention.
Attention, yeah. And attention isn't cheap today.
People pay a lot to get attention.
Yeah.
And people are never satisfied. If you get the 30,000 likes, you want the 30,000 more. If you get one like, I would like another like.
Yeah. So there's a possible outcome of a workshop as well.
Mm-hmm. What?
Attention.
Yeah, and the possibility of using your awareness on this
Yeah.
a possibility.
Attention focus.
On the a possibility.
A possibility
So
for attention focus.
Yeah, so we have this a possibility that we want to explore on the planet,
Yeah.
and that's this planet. We go for a walk and talk.
Backwards.
You said it.
Mm.
Good work, Mr. Past.
Yeah.
Admiral Past. Sorry.
Yeah. I
Good
do what
work.
I can. I
Okay.
do what I did, I mean.
You do what I do what I did. I do what I did. Okay. So now we are having our first part of the workshop.
Yeah.
And what will happen when we come forward? We can't come back because we're walking backwards. So we must come forward.
We must come forward, yeah.
So when people come forward,
Yeah.
what will then happen?
Then they have formulated an insight.
Yes, and do you know what they do with it? They take a pen on the wall and they draw it.
On the wall, not on the paper.
Not okay. Take it on the paper. So,
Okay,
so
in
people-
your precious zone, we don't draw on the walls.
No, we draw on the paper. Okay,
Yeah.
so we need a pen. Well, what do you need to be able to draw?
You can actually draw with your finger and some kind of finger paint.
Finger pen. I don't have that.
You have ketchup, chili sauce.
Shall we try that? Have you got an insight?
Have I got an insight?
No, we haven't. You haven't walked backward yet.
No,
Why haven't you?
I must do
We
that.
need to. Okay, so what we do now is we will have to leave this for just a while, and we're going to make this stroll. No, yeah, and wait for me. We're going to talk
We're going to talk.
and walk backwards. Come here. We go here. No, watch out.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can walk backward,
Yeah.
and then we have walked backward, and then we come forward.
Then we come forward.
Yeah, and we have discussed this a possibility.
A possibility.
Yeah, and the possibility is to inventing a new workshop format. So now
Yeah,
you got
but-
an insight.
Now we got an insight how a new workshop format got invented by us. at
Yeah,
this moment.
yeah, and now you're going to paint it.
Now I'm going to paint
So
it.
I'm going to look for a pen. So you can stand here.
I stand here.
You stand there.
I guess I'm in camera. Yeah, I'm in camera.
So now as I come back, I will bring you a pen.
A pen.
A pen.
Mhm.
So
It
please,
starts with A, so it's a pen.
yeah. So please draw.
Draw a solution to the.
A solution.
Yeah. Here's the planet we visited.
You can't see it. You have got a bad pen. You will
Yeah,
have
okay, I
a
need
better
a-
pen.
A better pen. A better pen.
See if that is better. Oh, that's much better. At least a
Yeah.
little bit.
We have the planet, and we
You
have
can try this one.
more pens.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
this is-
even better.
more color.
More color.
That's an insight.
It's
We
an
need
insight.
more color.
You need more color.
Yeah, you have one insight as well. Captain Past, walking backwards.
Yeah. And what happened when you came forward?
when I came forward. That's full circle.
So okay, so
I'm back to
okay, so
position
now
one.
you're talking away from the mic.
So the insight is we need more color. I walked backwards and came forward to the starting position, but time has passed. So to the untrained eye, nothing has changed, but to a trained eye, everything has changed.
This is quite silly.
Yeah, this is quite silly.
Okay, so please have a seat. So now you've drawn it. Okay, so now we have embodied it by a sketch. And have you noticed any differences?
Yeah, you're wearing a colorful nose, so you have more color.
Yeah, you said it. You need more color.
More color, yeah.
So I brought the nose.
Yeah.
A colorful one. And okay, so what we have now then is some kind of first part of the workshop, I would say.
Yeah.
We have had the check-in. You remember it?
Yeah.
What was it?
The fun moment
in your life, and you name a cat after it, and you don't step on it.
You don't step on it.
And then we formulated a purpose.
A purpose.
It has to start with A.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we wanted to go for a quest, and we needed roles.
We were roles.
So we thought of a role that we really, really, really wanted. Maybe a cool one. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden, when we have invented it, you gave it away to your fellow.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. And after that, we were supposed to go to on a quest, but we had to formulate a possibility.
A possibility.
Starting with the letter A, of course.
Yeah.
And when we had done that, we went to a breakout planet.
A breakout planet.
Yes. And when we came there, we walked and talked backwards. And when we came forward,
yeah,
we draw a sketch.
We draw a sketch
on the inside from position A to position A.
Yeah.
In a later moment.
And that's why we got the insight of an untrained eye couldn't see the change, but a trained eye could see.
Yeah.
So there's need of training. That's an insight as well.
I need a rest.
You need a rest.
And both training and resting. So I suggest bio break.
Bio break.
Yeah. So I will be back.
I guess I'll be back too.
Okay, so back off the bio break. Bio breaks are extremely necessary to be able to
All
be silly.
workshops must have a bio break.
At least.
At least, yeah. It's part of all silly workshops.
Yeah, yeah. And this is also part of the almost silly, I mean the meaningful ones.
Yeah.
And also the stupid one. No, the stupid ones don't have any breaks.
No, they just sit for hours.
You wish you should have gone to the toilet
Yeah.
before you entered the room.
Yeah, and then you end up peeing. No.
Yeah, and the other problem is that you come to a workshop and you didn't have the opportunity to have the breakfast, so you think, okay, I maybe get some
maybe there is a
some
sandwich or a cookie or even candy.
No, not in the
Not
stupid
even
way.
anyone throwing candy at you.
No, not in. We forgot that moment, the ice-breaking moment.
The ice-breaking moment, the candy throwing with the
Yeah,
lukewarm pocket candy.
Yeah. So we have to bullet point this.
Yeah, of course.
No, we can't bullet point it. We have to point it with red noses instead of bullet. It looks like a bullet.
Red nose is pointed. Yeah.
Red nose is pointed. So we do some red
Because
noses.
we need more color.
We need more color. That's right. And you can change the color. I don't know how to do this in Word, but I guess in PowerPoint you can have different colors on the bullet points or the red nose points.
The red nose point. Yeah.
So maybe you should put down, or maybe we do that, and we post it to this when the workshop is fully invented and approved, hopefully.
Yep.
We will post the the color-nosed points on the workshop format. And we won't forget the candy throwing. Definitely not, because that is very silly.
That is very silly, of course.
Especially if someone is sleeping.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so now we come back from the bio break. We need something now. And a new something from outside, because we have given so much.
Since
working
we have
backwards
been to
and
breakout planets,
coming forward. Yeah.
Outside is moons. Moons as outside planets. So this is
a
we need
satellite.
moons of some sort. Satellites.
Satellites. A moon is a satellite. You know that?
Yeah. Some kind of satellite.
Yeah, it could also be any satellite.
Any satellite. Yeah.
Okay, so we need a satellite. So what we do now is that we send out a satellite. You could be a satellite.
Yeah.
So now I'm sending you out. So please go out.
I will satellite you.
So you go out and stay there until I. No, you satellite outside. You have to go away.
Yeah.
Because.
I'm like a comment.
So, and now what we have sent out the satellite, we're going to do something here together. Okay, so can you come back just for the moment and go back and pretending you're still a satellite, because I need you right now. Because the idea is, when we're sending out the satellite, please have a seat. When we're sending out the satellite, and you're outside now, you're just here for the moment.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I don't have any to co-create with. So. But
of course,
in the real world, you are outside, satelliting, and while you're outside, this was something we did when I was a kid. When someone was away, we took away something.
Yeah,
that was one trick, and another one was that we put in something.
Yeah. What is different? What have I put away? What have I removed? Or what have I added?
Yeah, and now this is connecting to the A purpose and the A possibility.
Yeah.
We should now add something.
A artifact.
Could be a artifact. Yeah, we will add a artifact.
Yeah.
And then we call in the satellite.
Yeah.
So soon you will go out and then you will come in, and I will put up an artifact here, and you should be able to see what the artifact is.
Yeah.
Is that silly enough?
That's silly enough. Yes.
Let's try it out before we approve it.
Yeah.
So go out again, please, and be satellite for a while.
I will satellite away.
Whew. And now I have to invent what to put on the table. This is really silly. How can I even come up with something to put on the table? Okay. You have to be quiet. Okay. Okay. Do we see what this happens here? Okay, so when I hold it like this, okay, so when I hold it, I'm whispering now. When I hold it like this, it starts to, okay, so now I put it here. It's called a friend stick. Okay, please come in, Mr. Satellite. Oh. That was really, really, really silly. You shouldn't do like that. Okay.
So the surprise is it's not just you have changed. I have changed something too.
That's extremely funny. So the satellite is given a
transformation.
Yeah, not given given a task to transform himself or herself into something.
Yeah,
and you're transforming
because
yourself.
That's part of a quest. A quest always transform the questionnaire, because it's part of a learning journey.
Okay.
So now, I've been transformed and I've learned something.
Great. And now you're supposed to see what the A artifact is.
It's some kind of magic item.
Yes, it is.
It's a tube of possibilities.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, so you're actually looking at the table now, and you believe that you have found something here.
I found something I think wasn't there before, because it doesn't fit in.
Okay, so this is the one. I will show it to the audience here in the camera. So please take your hand. Can you move your hand over there? Maybe you have to go. Can you stand in that direction? see if we can do this. And can you have your? I'm just trying to see here. Okay, so this is how Admiral Past is standing now, and so this is where you see, and down here somewhere. Let's see if I can understand how the camera works. Everything goes backwards. Okay, so if you take the other hand in my hand.
There you have it.
So if you just let me go here, it stops.
It stops.
Okay, so this is funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a friend stick.
A friend stick.
A friend stick. You can put up any artifact, but it has to be a artifact.
Yeah.
So a purpose, a possibility, and a artifact. So it's a friend stick.
A friend stick, of course. Fantastic.
Okay. So now we're in the next part of the workshop. We're going to gather everything because there is a lot of knowledge and insights and funny stuff coming up on the sketches. How do we collect them?
How do we collect them?
Yeah.
With duct tape.
Okay, so we take the duct tape and we connect. Whoops, that's tricky. Maybe it's this one. Okay, so please give me the duct tape. Whoops, you got stuck. And you connect this piece of art.
Yeah.
With another piece of art.
We have more art.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So for us, it's like a loose thread. That can't be approved. That's stupid. So you can't use the duct tape. That's stupid.
That's duct tape, but we can duct tape things together.
Can you?
Duct tape solves a lot of problems.
But this is a possibility, not a problem.
Okay, so duct tape doesn't give rise to possibility. It gives rise to solving symptoms of problems. That's not what we want. We want possibility that is beyond symptom solving problems. So duct tape is not the answer here.
No.
That's just the insight.
That's an insight. No duct tape, and it won't be approved.
It won't be approved.
No. So as a purposeer, what was my
yeah.
I suggest we need a more purposeful format for this part of the workshop.
Yeah.
It could be connecting dots in other ways.
Connecting dots in other ways, yeah.
Yeah. So now I suggest when I look at all those different sketches, every person now do their own sketch and show it to each other.
Yeah.
The meta, or what are you going to call it? No, not meta. The collective possibility which is created when I look at all of the different arts, or whatever we
will call it a possibility pattern.
A possibility pattern, yeah.
Yeah.
So I interpret from when you came forward after working backward, you draw this sketch. And what I do now, as we have had the bio break and the satellite exercise, what we do now is it's also called an energizer.
Yeah.
So after the bio break, we had this energizer. So it's like a common name. It's a common name for any workshop format, at least the silly ones, and also the not that very silly ones, but it's still meaningful. But it's not any energizers in the stupid workshop formats.
We can have our silly workshops have dance break as well.
Yeah, or silly walks.
Silly walks.
You can actually have any energizer.
That is silly.
That is silly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And stupid workshop formats don't have any energizers at all.
No, they have like the opposite.
Yeah, the
energy drain.
Energy drainers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have an idea on how to connect those sketches, because the sketches is an insight you brought when you come forward.
Yeah.
And then we probably have as many as we are in the workshop. Right now we are 2 and I haven't drawn mine yet. So should I draw mine and see if we can use...
Yeah, draw your and see if we can come up with a possibility pattern.
Yeah. So I take away the duct tape. No, I don't take away the duct tape. I reduce it. So okay, so can I use the same sketch?
Yeah, of course. Anything is approved by you can know. Like in a stupid workshop, everyone has to have their own post-its. But in a silly workshop, of course, you can draw on other people's post-it. You can even fold the post-it.
Okay, shall we talk about the insights first?
Yeah.
So it's easier for us than to draw a sketch, summarizing them or collecting them or okay. So tell me about your walk around the planet.
Walking backward, coming back to the same spot. The illusion is that nothing has changed, but the real thing is that everything has changed, and you have to notice the difference. And then we did a satellite exercise to actually
Prove it.
That both the satellite changed and the environment he came back to.
That was extreme. Was that being rational backwards?
Irrational backwards, yeah.
No, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, so he's twisting my words here. Okay, so that's your sketch. Could you just lean back and so we can see mine also? Back in that direction. Can you lean back in that direction? Then I probably can show my sketch down here. You see there are three figures. The first one is a fez. It resembles the one you have. And the second one is the bicycle helmet. It resembles the one I have here. And it says fez, which is you, Admiral past, and bicycle helmet, which is
A Purposeer
equals what? Equals exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah. It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango.
That's my insight.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be given a paper from me, which I've prepared down here. It's like an oven underneath here. And I take up what I've prepared. I prepared a sheet of paper here. Here you go. And you will be given a pen. And I will have a piece of paper here and be given a pen. And we should draw the conclusions we see when we look at the different pictures here on the sketch. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, and hopefully we can see a pattern.
Yeah.
So do this.
I will draw mine and you will draw yours, and we can see if there's a possibility pattern.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah. Now let's show it to the world. You can start.
Where is the camera?
It's there.
It's that camera. Yes. So X marks the spot in the first place, like in a quest, and in the second instant, X marks the spot as well. But the second X is in a bigger X, a bigger spot. So the spot has changed.
Okay, this is super interesting because this is you can even make this infinite. Because if you do it if you turn the paper, you can't do that on that small one. But if you would have a longer paper, you can turn it like to an infinite.
A mobile strip.
Exactly. Interesting. Okay, so I actually also have a sketch here, and I'm going to show this to my camera, not yours. And there are a lot of exclamation marks. They go round in a circle. And everyone knows that the circle has no end, but the sausage has two. So I see a pattern.
You see a pattern?
I see a pattern. Do you see a pattern?
Yeah, I see a pattern. We have both circles. And in my case, the circle is the same spot, but something has changed. And when you go around in circles, there's a lot of insights around the way, and if you pick them up, you end up with a lot more insights when you started from.
This is extremely interesting because a lot of people say walking around in circles won't take you anywhere.
Except it does.
It does. Okay, so now we have come so far into this workshop that we have created insights. We have also collected them, and I suggest we should now write a, what do you call that? A statement or something. That is what we want to.
Since this is a quest, it's more like a workshop treasure.
Yeah.
The treasure of the workshop.
A treasure.
A treasure of
it had to start on A.
A treasure of a workshop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so finite and infinite, could it be affinite?
Affinite.
Is that a word?
It is now.
That's silly.
That's silly.
Not meaningful. Not approved.
Okay.
We have to find another word.
We have to find a word with meaning.
With meaning that summarizes the knowledge we have now possessed.
Yeah. So walking backwards, circling, change, insight.
We have to formulate. What did you call it? A
treasure.
A treasure. Okay, so this is the end of the workshop almost, and we're also going to have some kind of a checkout or I don't know. There's always like a
reflection. We need all workshops have reflection.
Yeah, should we have that before we formulate the or a treasure?
Maybe the reflection itself gives rise to the treasure.
Yeah. So now we do a reflection.
A reflection, yeah.
And coming up with a treasure.
A treasure, yeah.
And you have to formulate it on the letter A.
A, yeah.
So now we have a workshop.
A workshop. Great.
Yeah. So now we have to have a checkout, but it's not called a checkout because when you check out, it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do the check-in for the next workshop.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great checkout?
That would be a reunion.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Or not.
Or not.
So isn't that a great checkout to formulate the check-in for the next workshop?
The check-in for the next workshop, yeah.
That's and you have to formulate yours.
Yeah.
And you check out on the check-in for the next workshop.
Yeah.
And I formulate mine, and it could be, and it doesn't have to be the same workshop that we are in.
No.
It could be any workshop.
Any workshop.
Or meeting.
That is silly.
That is really silly. But it's also interesting and meaningful because then we cross pollinate in the organization or in the society. So right now I will produce my checkout question as a checking question for the next workshop and or meeting.
Yeah.
I've formulated mine.
Yeah, I'm working on mine.
You're a slow worker.
Yeah, but I'm Admiral past. Everything was slow in the past.
Yeah, it has to be because everyone says time goes faster and faster.
Everything comes faster, yeah.
Yeah, and the pace of change is increasing and so on. So everything must have been extremely slow in the past. Do you know that, Mr. Admiral?
Yeah, of course.
And as a purposeer, was that my role? I have a very purposeful checkout question, which is the second question for the next workshop and or meeting I will attend. And do you know what we have to do with this? We have to bring it with us until we get to the next workshop or meeting we attend. That's extremely long checkout question for
I have it now.
Okay, who wants to start?
The past is always first, or
no, you want to start. I go first.
You go first.
Okay, that's silly. Okay, what is the silliest workshop you have attended?
Yeah. And of course, mine is walking in circles is silly and insightful if you pick up a lot of insightful cones. So I come before you here today with a lot of traffic cones.
Is this a checking question for the next
Yeah.
workshop?
I will,
and
I
or
will
meeting?
on that workshop I will have a lot of traffic cones with me because I picked them up on the way.
You know you have to do this now.
Yeah, of course. Is it
This
even
is
is it
honor-
even legal?
Do you want to reformulate it? Because this could be too silly.
Too silly. Of course.
and ending up with you in prison, and that's
Okay,
not-
okay. So I come before you here today
Mhm.
with a lot of pine cones.
But-
I walked in the forest and picked up pine cones.
Okay. And what?
And what?
What is the checking question for the people at the workshop then?
Yeah, the question is, why do we need cones?
Okay. That's extremely silly.
It's really silly. I approved. Approved.
Approved. Okay, so now we have a workshop format that
Yeah.
is solid, I would say.
Yeah.
We started out with a checking question. That was, what was the funniest moment in your life, and name a cat after it, and
Yeah.
don't step on it.
And don't step in it.
And
And then we had an icebreaker moment. Lukewarm
the
candy.
the throwing candy
Yeah.
exercise. And then we formulated a purpose,
A purpose. And a
starting with A.
starting with A, yeah. And then we thought out of role, and then we roles for
Yeah,
the
because
quest.
we were going to on a quest.
Yeah, and we gave them away.
We gave them the not any role. It was your favorite role you would like to have,
Yeah,
and then gave it away.
you gave it
That's
away.
quite
yeah.
silly. Yeah, and then we went to a quest by actually having breakout planets.
Breakout planets, yeah.
And then we, when we came to the breakout planets, it could be in groups of 2 or 3 or
Yeah.
something like that. 2 or 3, I guess, is
Yeah,
enough.
depending on the size of the
group.
of the breakout spaceships.
And the breakout planets.
Yeah,
And then we went for a walk and talk backwards. And when we came forward, we had some insights that we draw on the board.
yeah.
And after that, we had a bio break.
By break, yeah.
And after that, we gathered for an energizer,
Yeah,
and we sent out a satellite.
yeah.
And something changed as the satellite was away, both on the planet and on the satellite.
yes.
So when the satellite came back, changes had occurred.
Changes had occurred, yes.
That was the energizer. That was quite silly. And then we looked at the insights that were drawn,
Yeah,
and we all reflected in some way by drawing a meta sign. We gathered
insight pattern.
insight pattern. Okay, so we figure out what all of those drawings were symbolizing or saying to us, and we draw that on papers, small papers,
Yeah,
not too small,
not
because
post-its.
that's stupid.
Post-its
Yeah.
are boring.
Post-its are boring. You need at least a bigger paper.
A bigger paper.
And then we looked at the pattern and we concluded it as some kind of a
treasure.
But where was the first was a purpose, and then it was a possibility.
A possibility.
we
A
forgot
possibility pattern it was, yeah.
a possibility pattern. That was
That's what we draw on our paper. Possibility patterns.
yeah. But we formulated the a possibility before we went to the planets.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that one. That was silly of me. I won't do that again because it was almost stupid.
Yeah.
On the border.
You mustn't get too linear because
No.
that's boring.
That's boring. Okay, so now we have formulated a treasure, and when we had made that statement, we needed a checkout question, and that was formulating a checking question to the next workshop and or meeting you're going to attend.
Yeah.
And now I believe
And it can be a known or unknown meeting, but you have to bring that question.
you have to bring it. So now we have to put this somewhere. I will put mine in my wallet.
Yeah.
I always bring my wallet.
I will put it in my computer case because I always bring my computer and computer case.
That's very silly because you could have written it into the computer. But I suggest that's not that silly.
No,
It's
no,
more
no,
silly
no, no.
to have it physically
Yeah.
in the computer bag.
Yeah,
That's very
and
silly,
it's
actually.
pine cones here, and the question is,
You
why
have-
do we use cones?
Yeah. Or why wasn't it? Why are cones important?
Why are cones important? Yes.
That's your checkout question, which is the check-in question for the next or meeting workshop. Oh, meeting or workshop. Okay. Whew. This is exhausting.
Yeah. So we both did we just came up with a workshop, a silly one, and we did it in a meta way at the same time.
Yeah, we built they say we built a bridge while walking on it. I would say we walked on the bridge before it was even there.
Yeah.
That's really silly. Because
Exactly.
you can fall
Backwards.
into the backwards. You can fall into the water.
If you walk forwards, you will fall into the water. But if you walk backwards,
You will come up to a place where it's
already built.
That's clever.
That's clever.
we have to have like a ministry of clever workshops next time.
Yeah.
So everyone, I would say, anything we want to say to the audience?
Yeah. Do more silly things.
Do more silly things and have more silly workshops. And bye for now from the Ministry of Silly Workshops.
And Admiral passed.
And
A Purposeer
Purposeer.
Purposeer.
That wasn't a good ending. We have to have it once more.
Yeah.
That's silly.
That's silly, yeah.
Okay, should we just wave and say goodbye?
Yeah.
Hello.
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 That's not saying goodbye. That's quite silly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Bye-bye. Hello. I still haven't started the...
That's silly of you.
It was very silly.
We are creating the world we're now living in. We are competing in. We are repeating in. We are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.